Would you shut up and just push the button already?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's the Wisey Translator on the Wise Guys Sports Show.
I'm forever unclean.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for the Wisey Translator. It is the best segment of the night because it is the last segment of the night. It is that time when James and I give each other names inside and outside of the sports world. And the first thing that pops into our feeble minds is what we tell you on the internet. And as per our conversations each and every week, this being, we're getting very close to, we're pushing 200 episodes now. We're pushing, 130 translators?
It's somewhere in there. It's
Ladies and gentlemen,
there.
ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Chronicle. Jesus Christ. The fuck? Oh, you know what I heard in my head? Did you ever watch Storage Wars?
Yeah.
Yep. That prick. Speaking of pricks, James.
Okay. Can we not do that right now?
Jack. I really do. I had a customer the other day comes in, and he's bit of a sports nerd like you and I, and listens to all the episodes of that podcast that was just referenced. And I hit that button. He goes, "Where did you find that?" It's like, dude, I have a tech guy. That's where I found it. Speaking of pricks, James, I'm going to have you go a little unfiltered for me on this one. He is not a favorite of mine or yours, especially with some of the things he's been saying recently that have been off the wall. But tonight, James, your name in tonight's Wisey Translator is that pain in the ass that is Cleveland radio host Anthony Lima.
Although he did make a couple of really good points that I about the Guardians season in the last couple of days. Listen, there's every morning show or sports talk host has got to have opposing viewpoints. It doesn't really work if they're agreeing. Mike and I disagree on a lot of stuff here. We take different ends of the coin, especially college football. We with the Cavaliers, Mike, likes to wear rose-colored glasses. I'm a little bit more of a realist, and that's what makes this show work. If there are times where Lima makes a lot of good points and Ken Carmen does not. Carmen makes a lot of good points and Lima does not. I'm going to always side with Carmen because he did not go to Ohio State and he actually doesn't wear those rose-colored glasses a lot of the time like Lima did. But, some of the things that he's actually had, in the last couple of weeks, I don't really pay him any mind because of the fact that he's almost kind of chiming in and agreeing with the worst reporter possibly in the NFL, and that's Mary Kay Cabot, who basically, even though Halloween's not here, she's still riding as many poles, brooms, or whatever. And if there's gas around, she's going to light it.
Yes, I agree. I believe the comment I made to you is I believe she has a foldable massage table in her car that she takes to Berea every day.
I don't think it's that bad, but basically, I've never seen. We know about, we know the old joke of having logorrhea, which is diarrhea of the mouth. We know about talking out of both sides of it. We know about talking out of your mouth and your ass. I've never seen someone who's able to do all of that and then still sit on a fence post and then flip a coin and have it land on its side every single time she's got a microphone in front of her.
Yeah. It's sad to hear.
Although when they basically get into their comedic genius points, I'm going to give Lima all the flowers in the world because we don't get Ken Carmen laughing like an absolute idiot and making it for some of the best radio that we'll hear if it's not Lima feeding him.
I laugh at Lima when I hear him actually support moves that the Browns front office makes. I just, yes, I am a homer. Yes, I am a shill for my teams at times, but I'm also able to look you in the face and go, God, these guys suck.
The other
When it,
aspect of that, though, that we don't really take into consideration is remember, they are the part of the radio home of the Cleveland Browns. So a lot of the times they get some information that we don't. They conduct really good interviews with the players, but yeah, sometimes it almost feels like they're taking a smaller aspect of the story and they're trying to explode it a little bit larger. Naturally, yes, to drum up ratings, and that's what the media does. That's what we're doing, to be able to try to drive up viewership. Everyone does it, but um he can definitely be a little hit or miss on a lot of points. And really the last maybe week or so has not been his defining moments.
no, it's been terrible the last week or two. What you got for me tonight, buddy, to wrap her up?
Michael, we talked about not having defining moments, and possibly things getting dragged down a moment ago. I'm actually going to give somebody all the flowers in the world right now because realistically, they've been essentially perfect at what they've been doing, and that is the record-setting shortstop for the Oakland Athletics, Jacob Wilson.
When it comes to baseball, there's a four-letter word that I've heard since I was a kid about great players, and that is stud. And Jacob Wilson is a stud. You have talked about the young core in with the Athletics. Let me tell you something. That young core is going to win a title. I honestly believe that they are going to be that good, and he is going to be the one in the forefront of this, getting that job done. He's going to win a batting title at some point in time, and he's good enough to win a Gold Glove. Now, he may not win it in the American League because of Bobby Witt, because Bobby Witt's just up here somewhere. I love watching that kid hit, man. I love watching that kid hit.
So he broke the major league record of 111 games without an error earlier this week, and the streak apparently continued because what they thought was an errant throw by him got turned into a fielder's choice. So the streak is continuing at this point. So 111 games without an error at shortstop, and you think of all the great shortstops that we've ever had in the history of the game. Cal Ripken, Derek Jeter, Ozzie Smith, Bobby Witt right now. And the fact that now this young stud has basically eclipsed them all. He may not be the best defensive shortstop in all of baseball, but he's definitely the most consistent, and that's what you need.
I agree. And I think of the ones that I personally love to watch, going way back, I'm going to throw a name at you, Kevin Elster, to Omar, to Ray Ordonez with the Mets, or even now you brought up Bobby Witt. I'm going to bring Francisco Lindor, who I've watched since he was in Cleveland. Even you have some of the younger kids like Wilson, like Dansby is still a great shortstop to watch play. Um, you know, for him to go that many games, that's an amazing stat. And he can hit.